And we're back. All right.
Ooh.
So we're back. We just cleared up Carl's bad ending, so now we gotta tell him to fight it like good little cheerleaders.
Yay! Like, you can do it, Carl. I trust your independence. For what it's worth, I voted for this ending, Hannah.
But you were outvoted.
Make a face,
no, actually,
Alan.
we actually voted for this ending as a group.
No, I had 3 votes. I outvoted you.
Alan is a dictator, guys.
I'm the true monster.
We knew all along.
Alan was like, I wanted to see.
I do feel bad that it's like I chose the bad ending.
Sorry, you just killed Jenna.
And your character.
I like that you forgot Raven existed.
Raven, yeah!
Who's Raven again?
He's the TJ stand-in for this version.
Alright. No, whether or not I made Carl feel good, I can't shake the bad feeling it gives me. I rest a hand on his. No, after everything that's happened, I don't trust whatever it is. Carl watches me closely. Seriously, we need to be more careful. Besides, I aim my head against his shoulder again. We are in this together. We're all in this now.
I hate High School Musical.
We don't need that thing meddling with us to get through it. I feel some of the tension go out of Carl's muscles, and we wrap each other more tightly into our respective embraces. We sit there for a while, Carl absorbing what I just said. It's clear that whatever is influencing Carl, and probably Jenna, is powerful, and we had to be careful. Whatever he decides, I just pray it's the right decision.
Nah, we only make bad decisions here, boys.
Carl, what happened? Did you find something? At that moment, he turns around and hugs me. It's so enveloping and firm that the air is almost crushed out of me. I grunt and freeze for a moment, listening to Carl huff into my chest. He's holding me like I'm something precious, like if he lets go, I'm going to be swept away somehow. I'm quiet for a few seconds, letting Carl get whatever this is out of his system. My arms are pinned down to my sides anyway, so it's not like I can respond physically. Hey, are you okay? It's a dumb question because none of us are okay. Carl finally lets go. He turns away from me right away to sit on the bed and put his face on his hands. My shirt is damp, and I look down to see 2 wet spots where his eyes have been. Tentatively, I sit down next to him at the foot of the bed and put my hand on his back. Hey, what happened? Carl sniffs loudly, wiping his eyes before putting his face back down in his hands.
I just...
The ram sighs before finally straightening up to lean back onto his hands, looking away from me.
I just feel like shit, it's all.
Can I help?
I just had a moment. Couldn't breathe.
I keep rubbing his back, knowing that there really isn't anything I can do. A panic attack? How come?
A lot of things.
Carl shivers under my touch.
And I feel like everyone's mad at me.
Why? No one's mad at you.
Well, Jenna first of all. But I feel like everyone thinks this is all my fault or something.
Well, yes, Jonna's mad at you, but Jonna's their own thing.
It is your... Oh, sorry, something got stuck in my throat.
I wonder if when Jenna got really pissy earlier and we're like, what's wrong with Jenna, if that was already her beat, like if she was already possessed by John at that point.
She wasn't fully possessed, but like there's a lot of hints that possession is a slow build.
Oh yeah, like Carl is walking in the middle of the night randomly and stuff like that.
Yeah, James was possessing him then. We had John possessing Jenna earlier, so we're starting to get like more. When you get through the bad ending, you can kind of like retrospectively go, "Oh shit, there was a lot more hints on this beforehand."
I don't know. 'Cause I've never actually played this one.
Yeah?
I take your word for it. You're probably telling the truth. Probably.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm like James and telling you a half-truth/deception/lie.
Deception, yeah.
I believe it.
Ellen deceived us.
Alan has been a serial killer the whole time. You just didn't know.
I
So,
would be shocked.
in canon, so I'm trying to like piece where we are in the story.
So this is still them back in the cabin.
Yeah, I know that, but like, have they fought yet? Have he and Jenna like fought yet?
They had a bit of an argument. That's why he's got the blood now, and that's because she like attacked him a bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was when she's like with the otter. Has he blown up? Has he burned the letter yet?
Yes, that got burned.
So he still has burned the letter. Got it.
Yes. So they're looking for the second letter now instead, which
Got
would
it.
be the one that theoretically James wanted to get out.
Plan.
What? Why would any of this be your fault? He was probably right about Jenna, though.
It's my house. My great whatever is... It's all just my shit.
He sniffs.
I don't know. Just being alone gets me thinking about this stuff. About how I'm still fucking everything up.
Dude, Jenna told us. Fucked up things are happening everywhere. Not just your house. I look around. Which I'm assuming we're still in, maybe. I look back down at Carl. What brought all this up? We're all just working together to get ourselves out of here. Carl wipes his face and sniffles noisily before sitting up straight.
I wasn't finding anything, and I started thinking about what would happen if we never do find anything.
Harry, could you mute while you move in your chair?
Sorry.
I'm sorry about that. Your mic is very prone to picking that up. That's not gonna happen. These things that are doing this are trying to tell us something, right?
I don't know about that, man. They seem just as confused and angry as we are.
Just as murderous and, like, really, really kill happy. Carl looks at me with his reddened eyes.
It's like they're fighting too.
Yeah, I guess they're having some issues.
Like murdering small children.
Mm-hmm. And covering up. One of them murdering small children.
Remember, kids, only you can murder small children.
So I have some really bad news about this. That whoever was the killer, it wasn't just a serial killer. This is gonna get bleeped. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess. I did recognize that.
Yeah.
Skip it up, boop it, bow.
Yeah.
This is a child show.
As I said, that's getting bleeped.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you could always just mark the video for above the age of something.
Above the age of 18. I just do the not for kids whenever I upload these. I'm just like, not for
That's
kids.
generally useful, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Carl reaches out, and I let him pull me into his side. I don't resist, and Carl chuckles.
And it's just creepy being up here alone.
I fit against him almost perfectly, and I lay my head against his shoulder.
Sorry.
For what?
I feel like I should be the strong one.
Huh?
And you've already seen me cry like twice.
Hey, I don't believe in the strong one type of crap. I rest a hand on Carl's thigh, squeezing it. You're strong for the other person when they need it, and both will need it eventually. Carl shifts against me, and he laughs nervously. You were saying something, DJ?
I just thought that was sweet.
Ah.
It was pretty nice.
You're talking about us like we're a thing.
Are we a thing? Look at what we're doing right now. What with,
Just that sex.
the horrifying murder cabin that we're stuck in. I think this is a great place to, announce that we're an official thing.
What would Leo think?
Well, fuck him. I got a divorce against that asshole years ago.
Hey, don't leave me out of this. Oh, Chasey Boo.
Hey, you don't have to deal with exes if you just ghost them. You know what I'm saying?
And the best way to ghost them is to make them a ghost.
Or
Quite
in this
literally.
case, to be stuck in a ghost cabin.
You ghost them by disappearing from the mortal realm.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say when you're stuck in a haunted cabin.
Oh wow.
I feel him press his nose to my head, inhaling.
This place is doing weird things to me.
I squeeze his thigh again. Yeah, we can talk about it when we actually get out of here. When this stuff isn't fucking with our heads.
So we are a thing, but just in the ghost dimension?
What happens in Ghost Vegas stays in Ghost Vegas.
Absolutely.
Sure.
That's how
For now.
STDs are passed.
In another dimension. With voyeuristic intention.
So we're not Danny Phantom?
I see.
Yeah, we're not Danny Phantom, Carl.
Damn.
He breathes in deeply.
You
He is
smell
sad
good.
about this.
You smell different when you're awake.
That
You
is
smell different when you're awake.
why would you ever say that to somebody?
I had the worst thing to follow that up with. I wonder if you taste different too.
Mm,
No.
No. I don't even want to think about that.
I did, and it can't be unthought. Why? Why? What? How does
As
that
I
even
said-
come across your brain, Alan?
Yeah, I get bored sometimes.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
We're a kid show here, boys and girls.
I swear we're a kids show.
Ah, yes, little Timmy, I want you to repeat that to your mommy so that way YouTube can be shut down.
Oh,
Not your mommy, your teacher. Matt, we need the largest effect, please.
Okay, well, if you're not going to do it to your mommy, you have to do it to your teacher who you call mommy, even if they are a male teacher.
That has happened. I've gotten mom. I mean, dad. I mean, Mr.
Hey, it's hard to remember names, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I go through half my class sometimes. I even once been like, blonde girl in my class. I'm sorry, okay? By the time I reached the third name, I was just like, and I know my kids, obviously, but by the time I reached the third name, I was like, I'm so sorry.
I snore. What do I smell like?
Musk.
like the ocean.
Dude, I'm a
God, that
river
is like-
otter. And besides, the river and ocean smell bad.
That's what you think.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I live next to a giant lake, and lake water just smells like worms to me.
Mm-hmm.
Lake water
Fine,
smells
that is-
like worms. River water smells like mud. Ocean water has a very calming, relaxing smell. Yes.
Oh.
Carl nibbles into the side of my neck, and I gasp, trying to pull away from him. He pulls me back easily with his superior strength before pushing me back onto the bed, teasing at my neck with his warm nose, once again telling me that he's very curious if I taste different while awake as well.
Oh, God.
Carl, stop!
You're giving me flashbacks.
Yeah, this reminds me of the bad ending.
I hiss at him, trying not to burst out laughing. He mumbles against my
Apparently-
neck.
Apparently, I find the bad ending funny.
Hey, I'm just getting you back for earlier.
I giggle, helplessly behind a closed mouth, trying to keep quiet. I can't deny I like this, but Jenna's criticism just minutes earlier has me feeling hesitant. He starts to move lower, but at that moment I hear a metal clang echo from up the stairs. We both pause, and Carl's large ears are perked under his beanie. I prop myself up on my elbows and look towards the doorway. I guess we should go back to searching?
You think?
Yeah.
With the moment clearly over, Carl sits back up on the side of the bed while I straighten out my shirt.
You found something?
Raven's voice drifts faintly up the stairs. Carl and I look at each other.
Yeah, he did find something.
Cheers.
He found a chase stick.
Hey, maybe we won't need to.
You wanna go check?
Yeah, wait here for a sec. If it's nothing, I'll come back up and help you look around, alright?
Okay.
Carl scoots to the side so I can get off the bed. It takes me a few minutes to get down the stairs on my stiff ankle. Once I get into the kitchen, I'm confronted with an odd scene. Jenna's halfway into the wood-burning stove, reaching into the back, probably up into the metal tube. What are you doing?
She found something.
So you guys remember, this was different when Carl was possessed. He went straight to
Yeah.
the stove on his own.
Yeah.
Raven standing off to the side of the stove, bouncing on the balls of his feet.
He's adorable.
It's stuck.
Jenna grunts as she adjusts herself, reaching in from a different angle. What is it? I hobble slowly across the room towards them.
You need help?
I realize he's talking to me, but I shake my head at the husky as I watch Jenna pull back and look into the opening of the stove.
Goddamn thing shouldn't be that hard to get.
Maybe I can help? But Jenna's already plunging her hand back in, head sticking out of the opening just as she does. That seems to garner some success as she smirks.
Ha! Got it.
Then her whole body jerks as she's seemingly yanked into the opening. Raven yelps as Jenna grabs onto the side of the stove to keep her from getting pulled in.
Oh my gosh.
Jenna! My voice rises in panic as I see her get yanked a second time. Raven automatically steps up next to her and grabs her arm. A third yank almost pulls him off his feet. I run over to help and wrap my arms around Jenna's waist to get a better grip. Another jolt, and I'm able to feel the power of whatever has a hold on Jenna myself. What's happening? I hear a thudding and rustling in the stove, like something turning over angrily and repeating. The image of some kind of caged animal passes through my mind, and it sends chills up my spine.
No. You fucking don't.
I look up at the fox, and I notice she doesn't look scared at all. Instead, she looks pissed off, her lips drawn back in a snarl, teeth bared viciously. She's talking to whatever's in the stove. I feel the muscles in her body tense up and writhing under my hands as she twists to get free. I look around her body at Raven. His face, in contrast, is a mask of horror. Raven! His wide eyes snap to mine. Get a grip around her body, and we'll pull her up at the same time. He briefly lets go of Jenna's arm to lean down on her other side and wrap his arms around her waist. Okay, on 3. 1, 2... Another yank, and suddenly Jenna's upper half is pulled into the stove. I lose my balance and fall back on my butt, knocking my head against the metal stove. My eyes water, and I let go with one hand, desperately rubbing at the back of my head, while I loosely keep a grip on Jenna with the other.
Chase!
Raven's actually sliding into the fireplace himself at this point. I try to get my bearings and pull myself back up next to
Only
Jenna,
a big, strong ram that's not possessed right now.
but at
Yeah.
that point, something big and bulky comes barreling into the room. My vision clears just in time to see the big strong ram, as Raven's voice said, reaches in for Jenna's body, practically pushing Raven aside. Because, he was saying it, but not really doing it. His horns clang loudly against the stove as he wraps his arms around Jenna's body and pulls back with all of his 270 pounds behind it. The fox emerges slowly, both her arms still stuck in the stove, a determined look still on her face. Carl lets go for half a second, lunging forward to grab both of Jenna's elbows. He yanks back again, letting out a strained grunt. As her wrists emerge from the stove, I get a glance of black tendrils wrapped around them before those tendrils suddenly disappear. Carl and Jenna are both launched back, Jenna getting a cushioned landing on top of the ramp as Carl lets out a loud wheeze. I hobble over to them, kneeling next to Carl as Jenna rolls off him, eliciting another grunt. She sits up while Carl continues to lay there, his eyes wide. You guys okay? Carl waves a hand at me, rolling over onto his side as he gasps breathlessly. Jenna sits next to him, holding her hands up. I can already see some nasty swelling under the fur covering her wrists. I wince. Jenna, are you alright?
I'm fine.
She's not looking at her wrist, though. Instead, it's at an ash-smudged folded piece of paper in her hands. From the bits that aren't covered, I can see that the paper is yellowed and ancient-looking. Okay, I think this is similar. This is going to be similar enough. Go a day without getting beat up. Okay, well, this isn't similar enough. I'll go back.
Can't go a day without getting beat up.
I rub his shoulder as I look down at him, smiling. Wow, that was kind of heroic. Carl grunts as he sits up.
You think so?
Yeah, all at the last second, too. Carl rubs his knees.
Would have gotten here earlier if I hadn't tripped down the stairs like twice.
He stares at the stove.
What the hell was that?
I look, too, into the yawning black hole and shiver. I don't know. It was all black and smoky, like what we saw before.
Think it'll come out of there?
Raven suddenly steps in to lift up the stove door, twist the handles to lock it. He yelps as he does it, jumping back as soon as the deed is done. I chuckle, then look back at Carl. Over his shoulder, Jenna walks into my field of vision. The paper is open in her hand, and she's holding it over the candle. All at once, I realize what she's trying to do. I choke on whatever I'm about to say next and leap up awkwardly on onto my injured ankle. Jenna! Luckily, Jenna's only about 5 feet away, and I practically fall into her, pushing her away from the candle. We both fall against the bench under the window. Jenna's hand smacks against my nose, bringing tears to my eyes.
Sorry, is that something that happens in the other route where Jenna
No,
burned?
because Chase is the one that went to the stove to get the letter, so he's able to look it over.
But Jenna does try to burn it.
Yeah, she's just as very unsuccessful, as she is here too.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all good. You didn't know what happened in the other one, I'm fine with explaining. I yelp as she pulls her fingers in, raking lines of fire down my nose with her claws. There's a pounding in my ears, and I distantly register. Okay, yeah, this is the same from there. Carl chuckles before letting out another, softer groan.
What did I say about getting beat up all the time?
Are you okay?
No, she kicked me in the fucking balls.
I sit quietly for a moment, the pain in my ankle fading into a more cold, electric sting rather than the molten lava. What the hell is going on? Why would she try to burn it? Carl's quiet for a moment, then he looks up at me again.
You know, right?
What?
I could be wrong since nothing makes sense here.
What?
You know, this probably has something to do with James and John.
I rub the back of my head again, feeling the bump swelling up already. Didn't we already figure out what's going on?
I mean, with Jenna, you know how James was sort of talking to me?
Yeah, like he told you what to find.
Damn it. Yeah, but I think something is talking to Jenna too.
John?
Maybe.
To make you guys fight? Weren't they lovers? Would there be a reason for John wanting this paper not to be read? Carl doesn't say anything, choosing to roll onto his back and lay his hands out to either side of him. I look down at the paper in my hand. Well, should I read this now or wait for the others?
Might as well do it now. She might try something again.
Alright, I'm gonna read it out loud then. I'm not gonna read it out loud then, because we already read this earlier. This is James sending a letter to John saying like, hey, did my enemies poison you against me? Alright, this is pretty much the same here. They talk about how there was the missing Maseta kids. Alright, here we go. You okay? Carl abruptly lets go of the waistband, letting it snap back against his waist.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Are your, balls okay? Carl smiles ruefully.
They look fine, I think. Still kind of hurt.
I think about making a joke about, you know, sex stuff, but whatever. It's not really appropriate to do it while our lives are in danger.
Nah, what are you talking about? This is the best time.
But I'm actually more worried about Jenna, and not just because she can beat me up.
Yeah. It seemed that at this point, Jenna really isn't Jenna anymore.
Should we talk to her about, I don't know, resisting it? It's worked for me.
I look in the direction of the door as a loud click emanates from it. Carl's long ears perk, and he follows my gaze. We both stare at it for a few seconds.
You think?
Maybe. Slowly, Carl gets to his feet, still a little bow-legged, and hobbles towards the door. Careful. I say a little apprehensive that something might open it from the other side. Carl doesn't say anything and slowly shuffles towards the door, pausing in front of it for a few seconds. Slowly he reaches out and rests a hand on the handle, then gives it a slight push. It shifts open a few inches. Carl looks back at me.
I think we should get the others.
Alright, so this is kind of the same as last time.
So, we just go through?
I don't know, man. That's just what we did the last time, right?
Yeah. I feel the real question, blah blah blah. I'm pretty certain that's the same as last time, so I'm just gonna go for it.
What did the letter say?
We're just gonna keep going. A few things. Just more history stuff.
About what?
Stuff about the mine, how there wasn't enough of it to sustain the town, how, you know, there was possibly a serial killer.
Yeah, the last part's maybe not as important. You can just skip over that.
So, should we open it?
The part about the serial killer? No, definitely not Raven. Wait! So yeah, this is Chase having his moment of crisis where he's like, maybe it's not a good idea to go through there.
This is a horror movie.
Alright, so then Carl, though, does act differently this time.
I would say.
That's when I feel something big and warm slide into my right hand, and I glance down to find Carl holding it. He gives me a quick look and a small smile before returning his attention back to the door. So in the other one, when Carl's possessed, he's like, well, we gotta go through that fucking door, otherwise we die here. And he's not that comforting to Chase.
Correct. What else should we do?
Raven's tone isn't accusatory, but is genuinely curious. I don't have a very good answer. Well, maybe we can find a way back somehow. Maybe we are still in Carl's house right now. Alright, yeah. This is pretty much the same. Carl gives another squeeze, though. Oh, wait. So Carl does have something new here.
Hey, dude. We're all a little scared. We can talk about things.
Carl looks past me at Raven and Jenna.
No rush. I'm actually starting to I'm starting to feel the same way.
I feel my cheeks burn at the way I'm holding everyone back because I'm scared.
So, when I had that guy in my head, I sort of felt like he was taking us somewhere.
Carl runs the hand, not holding mine, up one of his horns, scratching at it.
Like an endpoint, you know?
Raven fidgets with one of his ears.
Like a good endpoint?
Yeah, man, I think so.
I mean, murder, stabby is real good.
You'll get stabbed through. I'll get stabbed through the chest.
And then all of us,
And you get stabbed, and you get stabbed, and you get stabbed. Everyone gets stabbed.
Hey!
I'm looking forward to getting stabbed through the chest, though.
I must admit, it is a great thing to feel.
I don't know, Raven. That didn't sound very convincing.
Recreational, I hear.
Oh, there it is. You can stay here if you want, Otter.
It takes me a second to realize she's talking to me. Is she really that gone? Blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, okay.
Whoa, Jenna, that's crazy.
I cough to clear my throat. Carl, you just can't call possessed people crazy. That's very intolerant of you. No, I'll go. I just wanted to think about it for a second.
Have you thought about it then?
Give me a second! Alright, second's been had. Yeah. I look at Carl, but he only offers me a shrug and a comforting rub on the shoulder.
Well, if that's all, then let's go.
Jenna steps forward to grab the door handle, and I bite my tongue to keep from saying what we should wait again. Yeah, that was the same. Okay. Fire. They go towards the fire. Jenna goes first, then you get Raven to go. What, Carl maybe said something? Okay.
Well, if she is being persuaded, I guess she probably knows where she's going.
Alright. And then they go
Alright,
Raven.
here we go.
Raven stepped into oblivion.
You ready, dude?
I look over at Carl, and he's gazing back at me warmly, an encouraging smile on his face.
Dude, I'm reaching my limits too. If we have to do another place like this...
His ears droop, looking almost defeated. I nod, swallowing as quietly as I can. He pulls me into his side by my hand and wraps my arm around his shoulder.
Just stay close, Kay.
Yeah. I step forward with him, and immediately we're immersed in blackness. Alright. Now, here we go.
Doing it okay, man?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm good.
The going is slow, not just because of my injured, probably broken ankle. The ground is uneven and rocky. Okay, this is the same. Where the hell are we? Stop.
Outside?
Yeah, but where outside?
The desert, right?
So do you think that we're still in Echo? Carl's quiet for a moment.
Maybe, but not really. I mean, I don't think we can just walk to our houses.
Alright, the others, yeah, that was the same as last time. Dark figure.
What?
Did one of the others go back?
What the hell?
Come on. Raven, Jenna! Alright, this is the same as last time.
What the fuck am I doing?
He lets go of me and crouches down in front of me.
On my back.
I'm there before he even finishes the sentence, and soon my face is bouncing off his hard skull, and he starts sprinting towards the fire. Whether it's in my head or not, I swear I can hear a slithering sound behind me, like a snake sliding over dry leaves. I shiver, not wanting to look back, but I do anyway, trying to peer into the darkness. Of course, yeah, that's the same. Carl, it's getting close, and gets dropped. Still dreaming.
Fuck, are you okay?
A muffled voice breaks through my haze of confusion and pain, and I'm being yanked.
Sorry. Shit, sorry.
In front. I barely mumble through my numb mouth, which feels like it's full of pennies. I can see I'm making dark stains on the back of Carl's shirt. It feels like my face is caved in. I wonder if my nose is broken, but the fear of the pursuit is returning, and I quickly clutch at Carl's horns. Yeah, and then they keep going. What are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
I cling to the rim and I feel him trembling underneath me. Yeah, okay. Alright, here we go. This is the same for certain.
It is.
Not paralyzed. We wake up here. Fuck, it's not over. Hear a moan. Soft whimper. I'm living my best life. Jenna may be dying from being hung over there, but I'm living my best life over here.
Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Jenna, you beautiful human being. Hang, Jenna. Hang.
Hell?
Alright, smell like BO, blah blah blah. Hello, no response. Do something, take a deep breath. Alright. Okay, there's so much in there, but we're almost caught up where we needed to have that breakthrough. She doesn't respond. He asks for Carl for help. Shit, Carl. Help. Okay, here we go. I press my face against her chest, feeling myself start to give up on everything. And then suddenly, the weight disappears, and I feel Jenna lift up several inches into the air. I look up and see Carl next to me, his big arms easily able to keep the fox off the ground. Not only that, but he's got a knife in one hand. I recognize it as the same knife Carl had used earlier in the hallway. Carl! I sob with relief as he sets to sawing at the rope, and soon all three of us come crashing down to the ground as Jenna's cut free. Alright, this is sort of the same now.
That's certainly different.
Alright, yeah, because Carl is actually there and not possessed, so he does help, because he does care about Jenna still.
Yeah. It helps that only one of them is possessed and not two.
Yeah, when half the party's possessed, you might be screwed.
I heard you guys and saw that.
He gestures up at the hanging rope, and the end of it frizzed out after the cut.
Remember that knife I dropped when we were here before?
Thank God. We lay there for a while longer, Jenna busy hacking at the rope, Carl choosing to stare up at the ceiling. That almost peaceful silence is shattered as a husky comes in, breaking everything up.
Whoa! Hey, guys.
We all
Damn it,
ignore
Kingston,
it.
I mean Raven.
We all
What
ignore
happened?
Raven. We just ignore
I'm done
him.
making my soup now.
Nope, we ignore him.
Fine. We'll ignore him.
I don't know if I can do this anymore.
What do you mean?
We're stuck. Like, I don't know what else we're supposed to do.
Just keep looking around. We're finding stuff, right?
And then what? Get sucked into another fucked up place where we'll be chased around and almost killed?
He waves his hand in Jenna's direction.
Look what just happened. It wants us dead.
Carl. I trail off.
What?
I try to think of something to say, anything that might convince the ram to keep going. Just a while ago, minutes, hours, days, I was having the same doubts. But for some reason, Carl's sudden demeanor of defeat has me even more motivated. Because if Carl gives up, what else is there to keep me going? There's a soft snap, and I look over to see Jenna's got her neck free. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Wish I had joined.
I feel a small flicker of annoyance. And how will that help anything? Carl's quiet for a moment, clearly sensing the change in my mood. I immediately regret it, but I don't have the energy to take it back.
Because it might make me feel a little better.
By making you feel less? We need to be alert right now, so we can figure this out. I bring my tone back down to normal, realizing how unfair it would be if I got mad at Carl right now.
I don't know if we can, though.
Carl's lips tug down to a frown, and it looks like he's trying to keep himself from crying. Before I can say anything to comfort him, Jenna speaks up.
You will.
Her voice is dark, firm, and completely unlike the way Jenna has ever spoken before. And we just keep moving on,
Jenna.
Jenna doesn't look at him. Instead, she keeps looking at me.
John?
Now she does look at Carl. Yeah. Hey, Jenna, you feeling good? You feeling great? How you doing, Jonna?
Listen,
I feel fine.
when we
Jenna here.
right. Listen, when we first got here, and even a little bit before then, I was feeling weird.
Carl pauses as he seems to be searching for the right words.
Sort of like something else had become a part of me.
Jenna narrows her eyes at Carl, but doesn't say anything.
There was another voice in my head. Almost, and after a while, I knew it was that guy James in my head.
Sounds like you're going crazy.
Carl frowns.
Maybe. But he was making me act different. Feel different. And it was kind of fucked up, to be honest.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. But it was easy to get him out of my head.
Carl points at his horns.
And now he's not there anymore.
Jenna keeps that stern look on her face, frowning at Carl.
What are you trying to say?
Well, do you know a guy named John Begay?
Not really. Keep mentioning him, but no one's told me who he is. Aside from the fact that he was hanged.
Alright, this is getting closer to what it was before, so I think we're able to keep going. Alright.
What I'm trying to say that maybe your ancestor is in your head like mine was.
I don't think so.
Carl lets out a frustrated sigh.
I mean something's different with you, dude. I can see it. Chase sees it.
I nod in confirmation. Raven suddenly cuts in.
I mean, I don't know you that well, but but if we're going on how a normal person acts, you're not acting very normal.
We're not in a normal situation like that, are we?
Carl shakes his head.
I know you can't resist it like I did, Jenna. You've always had a really strong mind. Way stronger than mine.
Carl swallows.
So it shouldn't be a problem for you to stop it like I did.
Jenna shrugs.
Nothing's wrong with me.
We all go quiet then.
Besides, isn't this about clearing James's name or whatever? Why are we talking about John?
Alright, that's getting close to what we had originally. Oh,
Unless you don't want to fight it.
Jenna's expression remains emotionless.
I mean, are you laying him?
I don't know, Carl. Are you letting him control you?
No, I already told you I fought him out.
How do we know that's true?
Carl throws his hands up.
Dude, why would I lie?
Carl looks at me for some help. Yeah, Carl's way different than he was earlier. He's himself now.
But how do you know that?
I don't know what else to say to Jenna to convince her. Of course, I can't be completely sure. The only person that can know is Carl. He says he isn't possessed anymore, and I trust him on that.
Jenna, he isn't. I promise.
You think James keeps his promises?
Carl and I share a look.
Jenna? Wait,
Oh.
what?
Jenna, what do you mean by that? A strange look crosses Jenna's face, and this is where we had a similar thing from before.
What? You keep acting like this is my fault.
Maybe it is.
This time Raven cuts in before Carl can say anything.
Is James stopping John from saying something?
Alright, we saw that. This is the same.
Jenna, we need to figure this out.
Listen, I don't know much about these guys, but it sounds like James and John are trying to tell us something.
Raven looks back and forth between Carl and Jenna.
And trying to stop the other one from telling us something. And trying to stop the other one from telling us something.
Alright. I rub my face with my hands, feeling frustrated, just wishing these two assholes could tell us what it is that they want to say. Alright, we're just gonna keep moving. Because I want to get us at least out of this room. Alright, well, God, Carl has so many new things to say. I don't like this.
Well, because he's the protagonist.
Not really. It's weird. I just sort of felt different. I said things I wouldn't normally say. But I guess I never heard any voices.
There isn't much more to talk about at this point. Alright, yeah. Not much more, right? Not much more? They're gonna go through the door? Go on through the door?
I think I would have seen it the first time I looked at it.
Go through the door!
What? So we're just gonna go through another door?
Yes!
To the door!
Carl, this might be the last one. It might be a way out. Come on, Carl, let's go.
Seriously, dude? You think they're just gonna let us go? We've accomplished nothing.
We can leave you here if you'd prefer.
I glare at Jenna, but she's not even looking at me, instead staring at the concrete door. Carl, we have to keep moving. If we go through another door, we're at least going somewhere.
Yeah, and besides, the bad stuff has only happened to me and Jenna. So you guys probably have nothing to worry about.
What the fuck? What happened about my ankle, Raven?
Your ankle's not important.
We can't stay here forever. I gently stroke the back of Carl's furry hand. He laughs again.
Maybe we could. Just pulling grilled cheese sandwiches out of the cupboard.
Carl props himself up on his elbows.
Who knows? Maybe I can get some weed out of there.
Carl looks back into the hallway, apparently seriously considering that. Come on, man. We're going in together. I reach out both my hands to him expectantly, since I can't get up on my own. Carl stares at them contemplatively for a moment, then finally gets to his feet while pulling me up onto his back with a loud grunt.
Alright, man. But if this freaky, spooky ghost dimension goes to another fucking door, I'm gonna pull a joint from the magic cupboard.
Of course. Jenna's already standing in front of the door.
Man, I don't want to pass that again. We just did that.
I look back towards the hallway. You know, maybe we should check the rest. Jenna reaches towards and opens the door. Thank fucking God.
But I wanted to stare at the door a little longer.
He's like, no, I want to
Wait. New dialogue, dude.
No, that's not new.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it looks very similar.
Cool. Alright.
No, this is the same. You'll never escape. You're going in circles, see?
Yeah.
They get to see the town over the horizon. Alright, wake up in a bed with ceiling fan. Oh, ceiling fan. Oh, we're in the real world. I have my friends who are unconscious. I then shake Carl awake.
We're all in the bed together. Wee!
Party!
Carl, you're the only one
What
with
is
new
it?
lines.
What happened? Where's my
Guys,
joint?
we're back. We're back, everyone.
Where are we?
I think this is going to be mostly the same. If there's anything really big, I'll stop for it. But yeah, he says something's wrong.
And this is when we find out it was all a dream.
Yeah, because there's no carpet in the room when there's supposed to be carpet. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, so Carl really isn't that different here, weirdly enough. Oh, here we go.
Anyways, I'm gonna move to the deck.
I give it a grip. He's going to the deck. I guess I'm going with him, whether I meant to or not.
It's humid. It shouldn't be humid.
What the hell? Come on, man. Yeah, the dream. Jenna asks about the dream. Raven then goes, hey, tell me about your dreams, Chase. Jenna's like, well, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Why not? Carl's having a bit of a moment of crisis, but I'm just going to skip over that in the interest of time because we really do need to get through to where it actually is branching again.
Okay.
I feel bad for skipping over that, but Carl's got so many like small little subtle differences. But thankfully, we're going to be soon out of here and back to a point where like it is just genuinely new dialogue and not just parallel dialogue. I know there's a skip button, but I just want to make sure I'm not going to miss out on anything too big.
Jesus.
Carl gasps. Jenna, she's doing her thing. We've got the dead body. Something in the mouth. This paper. Oh, here we go.
Fuck, man. Why do we have to do this? Why don't they just tell us what they want us to know?
Clinging to Carl. Listen, I'll get it. It's just a body.
No, it's not. Nothing's just as it is in this fucked up place.
Jenna suddenly turns on the two of us, causing both of us to flinch back from her.
Ace, you need to get it.
What? Why? You can't even fucking walk.
I can crawl.
He had the dream. They want him to be the one to get it. He volunteered anyway.
That doesn't make sense.
Just because I volunteer at the community center doesn't mean that I'm volunteering for this ghost bullshit.
Who you gonna call?
It makes perfect sense.
Why the hell don't you get it?
Carl has adjusted himself so he's standing halfway in front of me protectively.
Because that's what they want.
That's bullshit. If you know something, Jenna, then why don't you fucking tell us?
Carl's snarling at Jenna now, which is all the more impressive because Rams can't snarl. We can't be doing this right now. Especially Carl with the snarling thing. Here we are.
It's unhealthy, man. It's unhealthy.
Here we are in this fucked up dimension in front of a mummified corpse arguing. I put my hand against Carl's chest. Listen, I'll get it. This is what they want, and this will help us move forward. I try not to think about actually going up the wooden steps to stand in front of that corpse, but I don't really have any other options right now. Carl doesn't loosen his hold on me. This is the thing I do like about the difference here. So James is basically like, go, get it. Go on, my bitch. While Carl's like, no, you're my friend. I don't want you to be put in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck no. Jenna, you get it, since you seem to know what the fuck is going on.
Carl squeezes me tighter against his chest as he leans in to glare at Jenna. Jenna glares right back, and I can see her lips tremble as she appears to be holding back her own snarl. Stop it. Carl, let go. I'm gonna get the paper.
No, Chase.
Carl, nothing bad has happened when it comes to getting these stupid pieces of paper. I'll be fine. Ignore what happened with the oven.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ignore what happened in the stove. That, yeah.
Carl looks down at me, his face etched with stubborn resoluteness. It's at least a nice change from the almost dead look I'd seen earlier. He stares at me hard for a good long while, to the point where I almost blush until finally.
Fine, but I'm coming up with you.
I don't think.
Shut up, Jenna.
Each word seems to have to work hard to get itself out of Carl's muzzle. It's okay. Let's, go. I let Carl hold my hand as we both moved towards the platform over uneven ground. I noticed Raven standing off to the side, still facing away from us, not doing anything to really help out. I'll probably check in on him later, or he might be dead, who knows? Either way, I get told I'm disgusting by a ghost. Does make me feel better about my self-confidence or self-esteem. But you know, that's just me, Chase the Otter, told that I had the personality of rock and that I'm disgusting by ghosts.
Hey, what can I say? You're just generally found to be disgusting. So, I don't know. Just saying.
Thank you, disembodied voice.
You're welcome.
Why
I'm
don't
here
you
from
get
9 to 5.
your ass up here and dig out yourself then?
He is awake.
Chase?
A big hand is cradled below my head as I stare at the horns waving around above me. Between them hangs the fox. Alright, this is the same for the most part. So I fell back, hit the head. Why didn't you grab the letter? Okay, yeah, here we go. Carl does say something new.
Are you kidding me?
I flinch at Carl's loud voice and the spit that flecks on my face.
He just passed out, and that thing had something to do with it. Like I said, dig it out of the fucking mouth if you want to.
Dig what out? Alright, it's the same now. Where to go? Carl, what happened? You fell. You ate it. Sort of gobbled it up. God. Okay, what are we not supposed to read? What did it say? How? Okay.
But the fox just ate our clue.
That might have been one of them. James or John? I don't know.
Did we just find another one then?
I don't say anything because that's when I see a hint of white sticking out of the fox's pocket. I point. Yeah, this is the same now. We get the paper. Alright.
Please, please, let this be the one that gets us back.
Doesn't look like a letter. In fact, it's a newspaper clipping, and yeah. It's about how, there was a serial killer, and it might have been John, but now that we've gone through the bad ending, maybe James isn't so innocent. Here we go. So now we've got Jenna's best scene here.
What the hell?
Jenna! I'm about to ask what she's doing, because I think she's attacking the newspaper for some reason. But her intentions become clear as she moves towards us with a knife I set on Carl.
Jenna, stop!
Raven bounces up and down, his hands pulling at his ears. Carl moves back as fast as he can while I limp along.
Jenna, what are you doing?
Jenna lunges at us, the knife arcing down from above again. This time she's too close, and Carl pushes me to the side as he jumps back. I go down on my butt on the rocky ground.
Putrid lying beast. Where's my letter?
I don't know. What did I do?
Carl's stumbling, eyes wide with terror. I don't even know if he's going to defend himself when Jenna gets to him. With a muffled scream, I push myself onto my feet and hobble after them, each step sending electric lances of pain to the back of my brain. I don't have time to dwell on it though, because that's when Jenna reaches Carl. She grabs one of his horns and yanks him close, Carl swinging his fist wildly in her direction. It's a valiant effort, but Carl's not fire. And aside from letting out a few grunts, Jenna isn't affected. She raises the knife just as I reach them.
No, stop!
Alright, so now we get to choose. Do we grab Jenna or
Jeez.
push Jenna?
Let's grab her.
I have one vote for grab,
Push.
one vote for push.
If you push her, that's gonna stumble her off. You grab her, she could outfight you, and that knife ends up on you.
I'm gonna go with...
Wait, so she's on top of him with the knife, right?
Yeah, she's leaning over him. I need
wanna
some
say-
votes.
I'm gonna say my vote's for grab.
Okay, that's 2 for grab, 1 for push. Hannah. If you just say grab, we can solidify that.
I don't know this one. Sure, we're gonna say grab. It's probably a bad idea.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly save. And I'll save
Do the
over.
bad idea dance.
Why does
Save
nobody
it.
ever listen? Why does nobody ever listen to me?
Because you're wrong, DJ. Grabbing Jenna is gonna be a totally great idea.
I never said it was a good idea. I just thought it would be interesting.
I need to pull her away from Carl. I reach out, grabbing the fox by the back of her shirt and yanking as hard as I can. Jenna falls back and unexpectedly turns into me as she does.
Stab.
A deep, penetrating bolt of pain goes into my chest. I
I-
gasp, like I've just jumped into a pool of ice-cold water. I can't help it. It's like a reflex. And with that gasp comes a violent change of light and scenery. Suddenly I'm in darkness. Not complete darkness though, because the moon shines down on us. The pain in my chest gives a few deep throbs before Jenna yanks the knife out of my chest.
Chase!
Carl screams my name as I go to my knees, both hands pressed to my chest.
Chase! Chase!
I hear Carl stumbling around as Jenna turns back around towards the ramp. I look up to Carl, trying to ask for help, tasting blood in my mouth. But Carl isn't looking at me. He's stumbling around, looking everywhere except for where I am, while at the same time trying to dodge Jenna.
Where is he?
I raise a hand, trying to show him. Maybe it's too dark?
Nah, dude, you're dead.
At that moment, Raven, almost invisible in the darkness, tackles Jenna to the ground.
Stop it! Stop it! This is crazy! Please, just stop!
He pins her easily.
Chase!
I force myself to stand, panicking now. The throbbing in my chest is different. Odd. Something deep inside me has been hit. Help me. I stumble towards Carl, but he moves further away from me.
Chase!
He's crying now, but he can't see me. I look behind me, seeing the few lights of Echo, all the normal buildings under the moonlight. I'm back, but I'm dying, and Carl can't see me. I need to get help. I stumble towards the hill, shakily trying to climb up the incline of rocks and dirt. My shirt is soaked, and it clings to my body like a second skin. Each pulse of my heart sends a wave of warmth over my chest and stomach. If I could just get to Carl's house, I can call someone. I get to the top of the slope, onto the actual road. There's a pop in the distance. A gunshot?
Did you stab him? Raven, there's blood on the knife. Oh my god!
Carl's screams make me want to turn back around. But if I can only get to the house, get a phone, call for help from me and my friends. But everything's getting hazy. My legs are like lead. I can't even feel my ankle anymore. My ears seem to clog up and my breathing slows down. All I can hear is my heartbeat in my ears and my breathing, and both are getting weaker. Darkness creeps in on the edge of my vision. Something lays on the road in front of me, and my legs give out as I pass it. Slumped on my knees, I look at it and see a weasel. Duke? I can't tell because most of his face is missing, and there's a little plastic thing stuck in the bloody mess. I don't really care though. Everything feels peaceful for once. Quiet and peaceful. I stare down at my chest, watching as blood pumps out with each heartbeat, straining all the way down to my knees now. The tunnel gets tighter. I sway. I fall.
Ha, nerd.
Into nothing.
The end.
Yep,
Ha.
that's the end.
Bad
Alright.
idea dance.
I also think that we should call it here for the night.
Yep.
Say goodbye, everyone.
What a nerd who can't even survive one stab wound to the chest.